back with Ryan Dawson in person because we've
Yeah.
known each other for 5, 6 years.
It's odd that I hadn't met you.
It felt weird, like we've been good friends for a
I'm in the
while.
same circles as jujitsu stuff too, but never. I don't
And
think we're ever in the same.
yeah, the same Jitsu circle. Like you're the most well-researched person, in my opinion, on the whole they, them. People
Them.
we can't they can't be
They
named.
them. Yeah.
Years ago, I remember you calling me. You just flooded me with so much information that I was like overwhelmed. But then I started looking. You know, when someone just floods you with so much, and then you start looking it up, started watching some of your films. I'm like, damn, this guy's actually not crazy. He's kind of smart. I'm sitting there thinking, am I talking to a lunatic, or does this guy know what he's talking about?
Well, like speaking of jujitsu people, that is the same thing with Eddie Bravo. I came to talk about September 11th, and we ended up talking about JFK for about 3 hours. He wouldn't let me go. I was like, all right.
I like Eddie. Yeah, he has some interesting ideas, but I love Eddie. Anyways, we're going to talk a lot about the war that Trump already ended multiple times.
Oh yeah, he already obliterated him, right?
Yeah, we already they're begging for a deal. They're begging for a peace deal.
He had a little George Bushism. He said I obliviated them. Like, yeah, you're oblivious.
We killed a lot of civilians. I mean, he obliterated some babies and stuff. That
Yeah.
girl's school, the first, that pissed me off.
168 children plus some teachers.
Like, how the fuck? Like, there's just no excuse for that, like, at all.
It was a triple tap to it, so it wasn't just like, oh, we had old maps or something. Part of it's they were relying on AI targeting, so it just gives anything of a certain parameter or size roof. And long ago, it used to be part of Enable. Am I need to be closer here? Yeah, okay. It's really sad, and that was the opening of a war that they attacked during negotiations.
That's really important too, to people understand what a big deal this is. We've done it multiple times where we attacked in the middle of a negotiation. There's like an honor code people have. If you're in a negotiation, you don't do a sneak attack, but we keep doing it.
Yes.
It's an American. This is embarrassing. My country keeps doing this. I would expect that of Israel, but like how
Yeah.
this is just, there's nothing worse than doing it. There's no honor in that.
It's the others. I mean, you're right from a moral point of view, and it's dishonorable, but it also destroys all credibility for any future negotiations or anybody anywhere else who witnessed that. I'm not talking to you.
Why would you negotiate people that might kill you?
That's why they have to use the Pakistanis as middlemen. Like, we're not going to meet somewhere. You'll shoot us.
But did you see they got intel that they were about to assassinate them in the last negotiation? I'm not sure what country they were in, but they had to flee because they were about to get assassinated.
Pakistan has nuclear weapons, so you better be careful about that one. But they did it before. And then in June, it was the same thing. They attacked during negotiations. They're not serious about negotiations. If you go back even toward Obama with the JCPOA, where America never upholds its side of its agreements. So under that agreement, they said, okay, well, if you get your enrichment down to 3.5% and you allow the IAEA, the International Atomic Energy Agency, in there to inspect, and Iran did.
They followed it all.
Everything, and they still never lifted sanctions. They would say, well, now this. They keep adding things. 6 months later, kick the can down the road, and then another excuse. So they're just jerking their chain. And Iran had to develop black markets and all these things. And it's such a tight commodity that a lot of East Asia, China, Korea, Japan especially, they continue to buy oil from them. And a lot of people are like, oh yeah, and they bought it in yuan, or like they all bought it in their own currency. You don't have to use dollars. This is a misnomer. Like Saudi Arabia does. There's a special relationship there, but they were buying it from Iran in non-dollars, and the U.S. did this to themselves. Iran would be happy to use the dollar. So would Russia.
If we weren't bombing the shit out of them.
Yeah. So it's like this idea of people went to war because of the petrodollar. It's the exact opposite. The reason the dollar's in jeopardy and people are getting off the dollar is because you freeze their assets, you block them. That's why they don't use dollars. Of those who don't, is because you force them not to. So they're not doing this to keep the dollar. It's that we're doing this because of Israel.
Yeah, because they demanded it. Well, they literally sent Jared Kushner and Witkoff, is it?
Steve Witkoff, yeah.
These are dual loyalists. Well, I wouldn't even say dual. They're loyalists to Israel.
There's no dual. They're just loyal to Israel.
They sent them to just crash I think they still agreed to almost everything they asked, and then there was like, oh, bomb them anyways.
You sent a couple of mafioso New York real estate agents over. They did the same thing to Ukraine. Steve Witkoff went there, and he didn't even know the name of the obelisk. I said, how much attention could you have been paying He didn't know the Donbass. He didn't know anything.
Oh
It's
my
only
god.
4 words, you know?
Yeah, I even know this, and that's
It's
not
like,
my job, but if my
but you're not a
job
liaison
well,
to
if I
US
was
government,
I would
like,
spend so much time researching if I was going to try to negotiate a deal like this, but they don't they're go there to sabotage the deals.
it's just Luhansk and Donetsk. He couldn't remember that. He just it's embarrassing. If you look, I I I asked some older people this too because I thought, was it only because I was younger
Mhm.
and I didn't notice it before, but we've always been dumb? They said no. Because I said, where's the, regardless of what you think about these people, but like James Baker or Brent Scowcroft or these, they
Mm.
weren't dumb. Henry Kissinger, don't like him.
I don't
Not a
like him, but he
not a
wasn't dumb.
not a
He
stupid
was
guy.
highly intelligent.
Not a stupid guy. Yeah. Where are those? We don't have any statesmen anymore.
That's interesting.
Tulsi Gabbard's out, right? That was the
Dude,
one that was
I've, like,
sort of,
known her for years, so that was so weird seeing her just, like, go along with
she
all
dropped a
this.
bombshell on her way out the door talking about biolabs, and the media was just meh
Mm.
meh. Oh yeah, let's do gain of function research and some more. That stuff still pisses me off like that.
Mhm. Like, who knows all the shit that's supposed to be banned going around all over the world. Did she say it was in Ukraine, or where was that?
A lot of them are in Ukraine, yeah.
Yeah, I know we're not talking about Ukraine anymore, but we should do something separate on that because that's a whole 'nother war
Well,
that's
it
been
actually, it
not
ties
properly
in.
covered.
It's a good segue. It ties into the Iran conflict because part of why,
It runs it?
well, yeah, he is, but
Sorry, guys, I'm not anti-Semitic. That's nothing to do with the war.
it's, I mean, that's coincidence with an H. Uh, they wrote out in policy papers. So you can go back to Clean Break, and before that, the Odad Yanan plan.
Just real
This
quick,
idea
gotta
of,
figure pretend you're talking to women. They
all
might
right,
not know. We're talking about the clean break memo.
some really nasty guys with loyalty to Israel. We call them neocons. It's short for neoconservative. Doesn't matter. Some
What
really terrible.
religion was most of them?
If I had my bell, yeah, ding, ding, ding,
Yeah.
like 99% of them, yeah. They're writing these policy papers, and for example, two of the guys, like one of the guys, Richard Pearl,
Mhm.
wrote for a foreign head of state. He was writing to Benjamin Netanyahu, even though he lived and worked in the American government. I mean, that's treason.
Yeah, literally treason.
Yeah. And they're writing these policy papers off. And it starts with this guy, Oded Yanan. And this is during the Iran-Iraq war and then Iran-Contra immediately after.
Mhm.
So a lot of shenanigans going on. And there's a civil war in Lebanon in the 80s as well. So all this is going on. And they're writing for what Israel could do and how they could get Arabs to kill each other and Persian. Like the whole thing is there in a script.
Yeah.
And in this, they say the biggest threat at that time wasn't Iran, it was Iraq,
Mhm.
because Iraq had ballistic missiles that could reach Israel. And Saddam Hussein was pushing Baathism and all these things
Mhm.
they hated. And he supported Palestinians and so on and so on.
Yeah.
But after Iraq, they wanted Syria because their main enemy is actually Hezbollah in Lebanon. But
Mhm.
they feel like the weakest link, if we can get the Syrians out, it disconnects the land bridge
Mhm.
between Iran and Lebanon. The black swan was, yeah, you did. You won in Syria and you did disconnect that. But ballistic missiles aren't that important now because of drones, which they can make locally. So
Mhm.
all that for nothing because those FPV drones are killing them, blowing up Merkava tanks and the rest of it. But no one knew the future warfare was going to be so drone
Yeah,
dependent.
it's
They
gonna
didn't
get
see
even
that
more
coming.
drone dependent. I think as
Like
we
when they started Iraq in 03, there were no drones really, and that they weren't. There was recon and stuff, but not like now. You
Mhm.
know, Russia kind of came to the rescue in Syria for their own interests. They
Yeah.
have a base. Their last base in the Mediterranean was in Latakia in western Syria, so they come in for their own interests, and it just disrupted all the plans. We've got to get Russia out of Syria if we're going to win in Syria because we can't go into Iran until we take care of Syria.
Mhm.
So they essentially handcuff Russia to Ukraine.
That's what I was thinking. That's why they forced this war, because then they were unable to help Iran because they're so busy fighting that war, which has been going on for years.
And guess what happened? Like Syria fought this war for about 11 years,
Mhm.
and they'd kind of won. They defeated
Yeah.
ISIS. Was just in this sort of place called Idlib in the northwest, and Kurds had annexed a piece too. But
Mhm.
the capital and Daraa and Palmyra and Deir ez-Zor, like all these areas where
Stabilized.
the SA controlled it, Assad had won. He lost the new war in 12 days.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere. I was a little surprised because they'd been
Well,
trying to
he
take him down
didn't
for
have Russian
years.
support. He had turned to the Arab League like a moron
Mhm.
because they'll stab you in the back. Gaddafi knew that.
That's
Um,
another terrible one.
well, yeah, and he had gotten criticized so much about leaning, for support from Iran, but they were saving him. Hezbollah
Mm.
too is in Iran's own interests, but they were so broken economically they couldn't even pay their own officers and things, so they
That's
got
part of why
rolled
they
over.
fell, right? They didn't have money for the military because they just seemed
Exactly.
to come so quick. And then Russia didn't help. I guess they were too tied up with the war.
They didn't have Russian air support. Because they're locked in with Ukraine. They're really fighting NATO. I mean, it's not just Ukraine.
Yeah.
It's
Yes,
the entire
America
Western
would
money.
even like funding it.
Ukraine would have fallen in months. I mean, they don't have the economy for a protracted war.
Mhm.
But when you're getting hundreds of billions of dollars from abroad and
They wanna
factories
keep
and
that war
manufacturing and
coming, yeah.
weapons, then the only way to win is to kill all the personnel, and that takes a long
Hundreds
time.
of thousands, if not millions, have died in that war, right? It's just,
Probably not a million, but
but hundreds of thousands for sure.
oh yeah, probably 250,000 for just, and Ukraine only had
Just on the
25
Ukraine
million
side,
people.
and then hundreds of thousands on the Russian side. It's
Yeah.
just sick.
It's look, that's not ending anytime soon.
No, they're
That was the last thing Lindsey Graham did. Oh, just finish this point. They needed to get rid of Russia. So part of
Yeah.
the Ukraine motive to get Russia involved and tied down is so that they would have carte blanche in the Middle East with no one to interfere or rescue
because
it.
that was the one that could save Iran. And Trump literally
And
ran
they
on day
invaded Libya when
one.
Putin wasn't in charge.
Because of Putin tied in with him. Because remember, Trump on day one, I'll end the war in Ukraine.
24 hours, he said.
Yeah, and I just don't understand how anyone can still support Trump. The guys lie about everything.
Yeah, well, they keep falling for it. I mean, right now, I think they're bribing the oligarchs, saying, "Look, we'll give you access to markets again." And Paul Craig Roberts was just talking about that. He's a G. It's like, do you want to win this war or SML, or do you just want access to these markets? The oligarchs of Russian oligarch.
They're mostly ding ding. Yeah, they're them. The people
They
can
don't
assume
care
what
about
they are.
Russia. They care about themselves.
Crazy when I realized all the oligarchs were the same small group, and the Russian mafia is not exactly Russian.
They're all right-handed.
Yeah, that was interesting when you start. I'm good at noticing patterns.
They like loopholes. This group.
It was crazy how much power they have in Russia and Ukraine. So once you start seeing that, I don't know what to make of that, but it's obviously something.
Well, that's a long discussion. There's a great book on that called Godfather of the Kremlin. The author was murdered, by the way, but it's about Boris Berezovsky mostly, but it gets into all these Russian oligarchs. And Putin threw Mikhail Khodorkovsky in jail, and he exiled Boris, and a lot of them fled on their own. He'd let them stay in Russia if they worked for him. He's like, "You're part of my gang now." Not that he ain't a gangster, because he is.
Yeah, but he made them kind of follow.
But he has more of a national. At least he cares about.
Remember the guy who tried overthrowing him and he died in a plane crash not long after?
Prigozhin, yeah,
Shocking. I was just shocked that he died.
He was a ding too.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, the Wagner group.
He was part of the tribe, huh? I didn't know that.
So Putin didn't have him killed. What he did is he just removed his security detail.
I mean,
and removed his contracts.
Remove something off his plane, maybe.
Well,
remove the engine from his plane.
That Petersburg mafia took care of him because
so
he was providing. He was a chef, kind of. He didn't cook or anything, but he had huge food contracts for the military. It's $1 billion a year. It's a big deal. He lost that after his mutiny attempt.
Oh shit!
So, and it's all Russia's full of black markets and mafioso. So when you just lose $1 billion contract and screw all those guys over,
people pissed at you.
All Putin had to do was get rid of his security
and someone else would take him.
And he knew
it's brilliant. No,
he'd take a flight without wings, or whatever.
Regardless of what you think out of him,
he told him
he's
stay in
man.
Belarus.
He knows how to keep things in order. He's been in charge for a long time in a tough country.
It's a very hard to govern Russia. Like it's
yes.
All these black markets and mob syndicates arose because of communism, because of the mayhem, because of the Soviet Union collapse. And
then it's a separate story. You had Chechnya and Dagestan on top of that. That is so complex. I know a lot about those places. That's
the Chechens are just pretty nasty.
I've had some experiences with them, not so great.
Well, they got CIA support too.
Well, a lot of ISIS was these guys. Back to Syria real quick. A lot of this ISIS, America and Israel were the main funders of them, correct? And suppliers of weapons and
yes, like technically it's the Gulf states that were doing the money laundering, the UAE in particular. But money laundering from whom?
Yeah.
It's America and Israel.
Just real quick, we're not going to get into it. You make some excellent films at 9/11, and you show the
Saudi,
Saudi-Israel
they launched
connection
their money
because
with
it's not just Israel, like everyone says. You did an amazing job of explaining the RyanDawson.org. You
couldn't have done it without the Saudis. Like, and before that,
really
the
made that
CCI.
all make sense how it all plays together. Because there is Saudi connections. To say they're not is you're not telling the story. That's just like
they're nasty too. And they had some direct financing, and Qatar also financed the Muslim Brotherhood. So did the Egyptians. Like,
no, it's
a lot of these
complex.
terrorist groups.
Yeah, watch that film. We're not getting to it right now. It's
Yeah,
very,
they got
very
state
complex, but I
sponsorship.
highly was a 6-hour film. I think it's highly recommended though.
It's 3 hours and
you have a
59
longer one?
minutes.
Okay, I guess 4 hours.
It was 5 hours.
Okay, yeah. But it's just such good information.
The old one, the new one, I removed all the stuff on Syria because I was like, well, it's over there. But
Just the way you broke down the Saudi connections. I've never seen anyone like put that like
George Tenet was drunk in the pool yelling about how they double crossed him.
Yeah, I know him a little bit. Well, I'm not getting into it right now, but
I
interaction were like definitely threw me off. But anyways, let's get back to the whole Syria, Iran. What's going on there now?
Yeah, so I mean, this in Israeli policy papers, the point I was making in a long way is like, it's not about the dollar. Like, it goes against petrodollar interests to have all these wars and sanctions. It makes people leave the dollar.
But it helps our greatest ally.
Yeah, with the most moral army, right?
Yeah.
But so you were talking about Graham. We talked about Graham yesterday. I'll say this before I forget.
Thank God he's dead.
The last thing he did was he visited a drone factory in Ukraine. Look at parts unknown. Well, Larry Johnson just wrote about this. He's a former CIA spook and he's good analyst. He said, read my last post because everybody knows how much I hate Lindsey Graham. So it was like, the first thing I thought about
I didn't realize like how.
No, we
were out drinking that night and you came over all excited. Hey, I got good news. And you showed me him dead.
Yeah, everyone's drinking and I'm like, Lindsey Graham's dead. I was like getting updates.
Yeah, I got excited too.
For me, that's more fun than drinking is like.
Oh yeah, Lindsey Graham dying. That's like, and by the way, there's not many people I'd be happy to die. This guy's a rare exception. He's truly evil, rotten, disgusting to the core.
Down to the last ladybug.
Oh my. We just filmed something this out with Lindsey Graham. If you want to know what ladybugs are, watch that.
You don't want to know.
Oh yeah, you might not want to know.
It's one of those things where you want to show your friends because it's so awful. You're like, it's awful, but you gotta.
I wish I never asked. Anyways, if you want to watch that, go watch the other thing we made.
It gets worse. But
you want to hear about ladybugs?
But I'm crediting Larry Johnson for pointing at this timeline, and this is I'll put the info out, and people can think what they wish. He went to get to Kiev. You got to go to Poland and take a train. That's how you do it. You can't be flying around in Ukraine right now. So, Lindsey Graham allegedly at 71 years old takes a 10-hour flight to Poland, then takes like a 9-hour train ride. Has a little meet and greet with Zelensky and goes. He's definitely photographed at the drone factory. I said,
all excited.
I said his famous last words because he's holding a drone. I was like, he said, "It'll fit," you know.
It looks like he wants to do some awkward things with it. He's like,
yeah,
like, little demon.
He's a little bastard. Dead one now.
Yeah, dead little demon.
That's how he likes him. That's what
rotten.
About the Israelis, like, do you kill, and in what order?
Right.
You kill them.
Jesus. There's some dark people.
But okay, so that's a 19-hour trip. If you didn't take any break, you fly, you get on the train, as quick as you can get, and then another 9 hours overnight train. It's a nice, you can sleep on it, whatever. Does his meeting, takes another 9-hour train ride back, and then another 10-hour flight back to DC. He couldn't have got there if you did it back to back to back like that. He would have gotten there around midnight. Washington time, but they said they found him around 10:23 p.m. Who found him? Because he doesn't have a wife or kids. So I don't know if that was the gigolo.
He likes them little boys.
He liked strong black men actually, but probably he did go to Disney by himself. So
yeah, I think he likes young boys.
His
too.
age range was
that's why he likes Israel so much. Israel, they give me them little boys.
Or he liked Disney for the costume people. Maybe he was a furry person.
Another man going to Disney by themselves. Just think about that, guys.
It's
That's
just
creepy.
sad. It's not like he had grandchildren, he had memories or anything. It was like, no,
Yeah.
you're just
Imagine Lindsey Graham
creepy.
staring at your kid. I would go like
He's sitting there drinking beer in a plastic cup.
staring at the kids like, I love me Disney.
Goes to like the water park.
Discouraging, but thankfully he's dead. What I've
Yeah.
heard some
Well, he might have died in
rumors, yeah.
Ukraine though. That's the thing. Like he's 71 years old. He took a 19 now. He was on the ground for less than 24 hours.
You think there could have been any foul play?
And the drones, there was missile strikes by Russia on drone facilities, and we don't know if it's the same one as what he went to.
You're trying to make me really like Putin right now.
Well, on this, he might have got him. However, the contrary evidence, and that makes sense. The timeline makes sense. It's like, are they covering up his death because it's embarrassment? Da, da, da. But they are saying that he did, not just his body, that he was there, and you do have, medical staff and an autopsy and stuff talked about his heart. So, but maybe that had happened in Ukraine, and they just casketed his ass back. Who knows? It is suspicious. And the thing is, they lie to you about. I don't know that this is true yet.
Yeah,
they're saying
this is possible speculation.
It's possible, but it's because they lie about everything all the time that I gotta wonder. Like, what did you kill him and then you lied about the nature of his death?
Lie about everything where it's hard to know what's true and not.
It is.
You don't want to go too far where you believe everything, which some people do.
This
I love that.
I actually document stuff in this is a cheap plug, but in my calendar, we go by it's like a this day in history thing, and you can see
Well, I love how you put the Confederate flag on the back, so the white nationalists will see that, and then you got all Asian chicks.
Well, I get pissed that people associate Confederacy with white nationalists because that's not what that is. But I bet it's still next to the battle flag. Like World War II hadn't even happened, but
the Koreans aren't going to want to wear the. Well, I guess the Japanese.
Whether, but you can see on there it has these rainbow frogs. These are like when some bastard died or something. So like this is Glenn Maxwell got arrested, right? July 2nd. So that's a happy frog day. Independent 4th of July got one, and so on. And then I'm gonna have to add one right here on the 11th on 7/11.
Ladybugs dies.
The death of Ladybug collector, and I have one on August 25th. Is John McCain. Because he was Lindsay's partner. They went to Ukraine together.
He was
actually that's one of the last things John McCain did was he went and saw drones in Ukraine.
But he saw the ladybugs too.
He's fond of setting our own boats on fire. But like,
just such a disgusting.
The first time I cheered for cancer.
Cancer was the good guy.
But I keep it's like. Anytime we have a great event or something horrible, I put it on the calendar, and I got to update it every year.
You have hot chicks with like good. You have like
the hot
quotes.
The hot Asians are to piss off the white nationalists.
Very serious quotes with hot chicks.
Exactly, and like, why not? It's marketing. Like people, like anyone with the internet can see a beautiful woman whenever, but not this level.
Good old Korea.
Korea and Japan are on another.
You don't know you're living in Korea.
You got your 1 to 10 scale. You got to add a couple numbers if you go.
It's not bad over there.
Yeah, you've been over there.
Not bad.
Very nice.
Both those places.
But that sometimes I'll forget something, and I'll go in here and go, oh yeah, this happened today. Like tomorrow is the anniversary of Trump being shot in the ear.
Oh, nice.
I was like, oh yeah, that happened then.
He would have just turned his head a little bit over, or he didn't turn his head.
Maybe that's why he's so in line.
That's exactly
because he was his first presidency. He was bad, but he wasn't.
He was a lot better. Well, what do you think? He was that the recent thing. He was talking to an Israeli magician, a guy who's tied with Israel, and a guy runs in and shoots during the middle of his magic trick. I just found that a little bit odd.
Owen Benjamin would call them the wizards.
Yeah, to me that just seemed weird. It's at least worth considering. Like it's a little weird, right at the reveal of his magic trick, guy comes in and shoots.
It's Epstein. Like we called it Epstein's Fury, this Iran thing.
Yeah, his network.
I guess I should say what happened today and yesterday.
This war
go on. Is not going well for the empire.
No.
The Iran they might lose the peace though. They're being too naive. And Putin did the same thing at first. He had Ukraine in the beginning, and he listened to Boris Johnson, like, you idiot. You're not going to get back in there now. Like, but anyway, they keep bombing the Gulf states, and they've sort of flipped Saudi Arabia. Although Saudi Arabia made a really stupid move today in Sana'a. Like the Saudi Arabia has a puppet regime in Yemen. Those
Yeah.
countries should be fighting each other. It's part of the Maritime Silk Road. Yemen's
Mhm.
got the coastal part, so which would circumvent the Strait of Hormuz if Saudi could grab it. But the Houthi won't let them in. They've had cyclical wars since Kennedy. I mean, since Nasser. Like that's when Israel first attacked Egypt preemptively in the 6-Day War is when Egypt was already involved supporting Yemen against Saudi Arabia in another fight. So
Yeah, Saudis helped Israel most of the time, right?
Oh yeah, they're
They've been
best.
like an ally of Israel's entire time.
Absolutely. I call Saudi Arabia UAE East Israel. That's what they are.
Judeo-Islam, I've been calling them. It's just
Judeo-Islam,
A
yeah.
lot of Muslims get pissed. Like, hey, I'm not referring to all of you, just the Judeo.
Aloha snack bar.
All snack bar. But no, so many, I didn't realize it. And then it hit me one day. I'm like, wait, all these Muslim countries are helping Israel. A lot of the Sunni ones. Obviously, it's not all Sunnis.
You ever zeroed in on the Saudi royals?
Not in detail.
You might want to early life those guys.
I know there's some rumors, and there's an old book written by they say it's a forgery written by a British spy saying that they helped put in the family that was.
It's always a forgery.
Yeah, exactly. They say it's a forgery, but I don't know. I haven't read the book.
Blood libel.
It was like the same time too, where Sabbatai Zevi was also trying to like take over, saying he was the Messiah. It was the exact same time they're attacking him from that end with Wahhabism and all that. So it's very suspicious.
Wahhabism, yeah. The Wahhabi Salafists are just...
It's very believable.
They're certainly Zionists at minimal.
Yeah.
They definitely support the cause. They don't care about... Saudi public cares about Palestinians.
Yeah.
They got to understand, you're next. Turkey, Saudi Arabia.
They're saying it with Turkey.
It's a string of pearls. They don't want you unified. The Muslim world, imagine if they were unified.
It pisses me off.
They would have all the waterways, almost all the oil and gas. They would be the richest place on earth.
Right. They keep the Sunnis and Shiites at war with each other. So they're not, the Palestinians are Sunnis, but they're not helping them. It's weird when you see mostly Shiites helping them. And yeah, it's not the Sunni people, but it's these leaders are fucking cowards.
Yeah. I mean, besides Hamas, like it's only the Shia.
Yeah, Hamas obviously is based.
They have to. That's their own. Because
no
they finally
choice.
get to that point, they start fighting. But
no, they attacked Israel for no reason on October 7th.
Yeah, for no reason at all.
No reason at all.
They knocked down the wall. What do you mean wall? Why is there a wall? What are you saying?
They don't know why they attacked us and beheaded 40 babies.
Yeah, they attacked. They chopped the heads off of 40 babies. They hung them on the clothing line. Had to hide under the corpses. Then the corpses got pregnant.
Which they didn't know. All the girls that were held prisoner, you see a couple of them, they're like upset they didn't get. There's one girl on the thing.
Nobody
You
wanted
could
to
tell
touch
she was
it.
upset. She felt like violated that they didn't rape her.
Her big story was the guy had a lollipop and went like that and then didn't give it to her.
Why doesn't he want me? She's like showing her titties. Like, what the hell? He's not raping me.
Disgusting. It's just like,
it's funny, but not funny.
But the Palestinian prisoners,
the men.
It was so bad because when they filmed it Abu Ghraib style,
which
they have a PR nightmare because Israel didn't care, but they need to do something because everyone else in the world is going to see that they're raping prisoners. The public was so mad that there was even an attempt to punish these people that they were trying to break in.
They rioted
on side of the rapist.
I call them the great right to riots of 2024. These guys, the girl that reported them, she's missing, I think. So she's the one that got in trouble, and these guys are reality TV stars.
Journalists all the time.
Well, this was like, I think, a girl that reported it, and she got
shoot a Jewish.
Oh no, they'll take their own out too. Yeah, it's just so disgusting.
They'll Hannibal her.
They brutally. This guy, I think he died. That's why he went to the hospital because it's like they sodomized him so bad. They were lined up.
They put hot metal rods in their anus. So.
Just what sick people. They're lined up.
Something Lindsey Graham would have got excited about.
That's probably why he likes Israel so much. He probably got to go and be part of these.
He's all about the anus.
No, it's just such a sick, despicable thing. Anyone defending this at this point, fuck you. Fuck you. If you did originally and you didn't know, but if you're an influencer and you know, there's some people who don't pay attention, whatever. But anyone defending this shit, fuck them.
They're not going to say it.
But lots of people are being paid. But the people that are quiet, fuck them too.
If you're getting paid by the Israelis,
fuck you. Dude. I hate these people.
There's nothing
I'll never
lower
forgive them.
than blowing up apartments and hospitals and
I don't care how much they pay me.
They desecrate the
$100
dead.
million, they can fuck off.
Prison, starvation. It's so disgusting, and they delight in it. They go make TikTok videos on how you're starving to death, your child died. Like, what's wrong with you?
They mock
It's
it.
Yahwehism. They're just following the devil. Like, here's
Mhm.
the shirt you made here.
It's like, right? The devil standing next to some guy from Red Guy.
Fight Back podcast. Very
Yeah. If you guys want to support, since I'm also demonetized everywhere like Ryan, RyanDawson.org. I hate asking, but we're in situations now where these people, where they gaslight us that we're the bad guys because we don't like children being killed. Isn't that crazy that we're the bad guys because we don't like this?
What's funny is what gets labeled extreme is
being
really just
anti-rape.
normal. Most normal, functioning, sane people do not support murdering children and raping and all the, Old
we are
Testament
winning
stuff.
information war, though.
Yeah.
And you've been at this for 30 years, so thank you so much, Ryan. You've sacrificed so much.
That's why I've got the dark circles problem.
People try to give me credit for being, like 4 years or whatever. Like, dude, you literally like 30 years you sacrificed and given up everything. So guys like you are just so important. I
4
really
years
isn't nothing,
No, but it's you have a lot to lose, though.
I did, yeah. No,
Yeah,
I have fucking lost a lot, but it's like, but it's where I wouldn't change it at all. I would do it again. They're like, oh, shouldn't you go a little lighter? No. I would do 100% how I did again.
Yeah, I don't know. The moral fabric in our society is just eroded to nothing. It's
it's like people.
How could you see something like Gaza or Yemen? They were starving in Yemen too.
I wasn't paying attention to politics back then, but it was evil what they did.
The thing is, before Elon, and because it was kind of pre-TikTok and Jack Dorsey still ran Twitter, you couldn't see it because it's not going to be on Facebook or YouTube or any of that ding-a-ding stuff. So, yeah.
We all see this now today, though. We all see it. So there's no fucking excuse if you're not calling it out.
I remember just looking at these babies in diapers with like their bones poking through the skin and stuff, and it crushes your soul.
It should. If it doesn't, you have no soul.
Yeah, I mean, even redheads were sad. And they're a pure computation. They just knew how to mimic it.
Is there any redheads watching? It's an ongoing joke. We love redheads. You're like, well,
I wouldn't go that far.
Maybe not Ryan.
I'm actually red-green colorblind. That's what makes it funny.
Oh, you can't even spot a redhead.
You can smell them. But the reason I did the ginger joke stuff was to point out a double standard of how if you pick any subgroup of white people, it's allowed. If I said the same kind of stuff it's just as obvious that it's definitely jokes about a different group.
Yeah,
I would get canceled immediately and called a Nazi and whatever.
Yeah, I got a strike for praising Sinwar, whatever, for praising him. So I can't say he's a hero, or I'll get a strike.
Dude even was throwing a plank of wood when he was missing an arm. Like the guy fought.
They so misfired that video. I thought they were going to be look at him dying like a dog. It is because they said he was hiding in tunnels. The very last breath, he was out there fighting on the front lines, throwing shit at the fucking droners for killing him, being like "fuck you" to his very last breath. And they're trying to call him a coward. Bitch, you're fucking hiding at home. This guy is.
They made the great sacrificial play though. Like Gaza knew Israel's going to overreact and do this, but
that was it's their only chance. They had no other option.
They had tried everything else. They had done the March for Peace.
This wasn't the first time. People real quick.
Well, yeah, I mean,
people don't know about this.
They had. I remember, like Dave Smith had a golden opportunity to say this on Rogan, and he didn't bring any of it up. But you had Operation Cast Lead. You had Pillar of Defense, you had Protective Edge, you had the March for Peace, and you had the 2021 crisis where they go and mow the lawn and murder Palestinians and shoot all the same stuff they did recently. So you got to have that background before you can talk about like what October 7th, like Israel's been doing this even when there was no
peacefully marching up and they were shooting him
every Friday. They were
targeting their dicks.
Shoot them in the balls and the knees, and they blind them and
laughing at this mocking.
None of it was.
This was a peaceful protest. That was after I went to Israel. I saw that and I was just disgusted.
2023, when October 7th happened, 233 Palestinians have been murdered that year in the West Bank and Gaza, and their mosque have been desecrated. Like, imagine if 230 Jews had been killed. every other
Oh,
day.
we'd all know about it every
That's
day.
basically every day. I mean,
Mhm.
it's October, right? The beginning of October. So that's basically every day they killed a Palestinian. And
Lots of children too, and
the majority of them are children.
mhm.
They'll
There
shoot. Oh, you're on a bike, kill them. And if their friend tries to go and help them, they'll shoot the person that went to go get the body. It's just, it's like a
Oh, that's
game.
so yeah, they'll shoot like someone's brother, and then you go to get your brother, and they shoot you. And
They'll
this
shoot
isn't
in
as
the
bad, but
leg.
I saw one where they took a little kid's bike. He's like a little kid, and he's crying. And can you imagine? That's not near as bad as killing him,
They'll
but just
abuse
takes
like
a
a
little kid's
3-year-old
bike.
toddler.
Yeah, that's what it was. Like 3 or 4 years, just takes his bike, and the kid's crying. Please get bike back, and they kicks him.
Yeah.
It's just like you guys are sick.
They really think the Goyim are not even human, that all this land belongs to them because
Mhm.
it's in their fairy tale. You got to, like I said yesterday, it's a bunch of Eastern Europeans role playing as from the Levant who come down, blue eyes and everything, said, God gave me this
Change their
land.
names.
My ancestors were here thousands of years ago. Like they weren't. And even if they were, you still can't kill kids. It's so simple. You can't just bulldoze down someone's house or
Well,
just
the
move into
the
the
Old
living room
Testament says they
and
could,
be annoying until they leave.
right?
Like,
Do you think they view me and you any more valuable as the Palestinians, or think they view us exactly the same?
a goy is a goy.
100% agree. That's why I try to explain people like, how wasn't the Palestinians? It's the testing ground. They want to do this to all of us.
It's, yeah, just like you're all Native Americans now.
Yeah.
What happened there was terrible too, but that could
We
never
admit it
that
at
could never
least.
happen today, right?
Yeah.
You couldn't
And
do
we
that.
admit it. We give money. Doesn't make it right. But at least we can say, man, that was evil what we did.
Yeah,
Here's
that
some
was definitely
reparations.
a dark
Here's some.
part of history, mostly from disease, but definitely
Yeah.
some intent. And it sucks that. And I mean, you can criticize the Mongolian hordes and all, and you ought to.
Mhm.
Like, people made mistakes, they made huge things,
Yeah.
but
But this is currently today happening. So we can talk about the past, but we can see this happening live on
there's
TV, and
absolutely
we're
no
funding
reason
it.
you can't just live together on the same dirt. It doesn't need to exclusively be an
They
ethnic
can't
group or
live with
something.
Goy.
No, they're like, we even let some goy live with us. Yeah,
Yeah, they live in like
that's
little
that's
ghettos.
all
I've been
your
there. I
that's
see.
all your
They
outdoor
don't
labor.
live side by side. Exactly.
You need somebody to build the roof.
Mhm.
Doesn't
So
make it.
where do you see this war that are ongoing? It seems like Trump's already won it like
This is
5
what's so
times.
well, no, this is what happens. This is
He's
what
winning it over and over.
they always do this to themselves through hubris. About every 75 years, uh, it's like this tale of the frog and the scorpion.
Mhm.
To cross the river. Why'd you sting me, Mr. Scorpion? It's in my nature. Like they can't help themselves. They win themselves to death. We used to say.
Anti-Semitism always rises for no reason. What do you mean?
Yes, it's out of the blue. They didn't do nothing. They're attacking Lebanon to annex territory for the Greater Israel Project.
Yes.
They want all the way up to the Litani River. I remember the great Justin Raimondo talking about this. Rest in peace.
Yeah, that's
He was a chief editor at antiwar.com. Great site. And I think Scott Horton edited for Justin. He's a good
seen
analysis.
Scott does great stuff. We've seen some of that. He's a friend of yours, right?
Very good books. Yeah, good podcast too.
Mm.
He's a little humble. Like he plays dumb for some reason when he knows more than
Some
he.
people are like that. They prefer it better than someone over arrogant, I guess.
Oh yeah,
You're really humble too. Kidding.
I'm just blunt.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I explain. Some people are like, "Oh, Ryan's a dick." I'm like, I don't know, bro. We get along great. It's just like you just gotta understand. He's
Whoever
blunt.
said that's never met me. I guarantee it. Like
You could be a dick, but like it's
I'm
just,
a
but
dick
you're
to-
honest.
I'm
But
a-
it's
I'm a
honest.
dick
It's
to
like if there's a
somebody who's an
reason,
asshole.
yeah.
Like
To me, with
know?
disagreements a few times, I've never been a dick.
no, just like adults should be able to say stuff. What happens is when someone can't argue with whatever the topic is, they pick on your delivery or they're like, why do you have to call us kooks? I'm like, because it's true.
Mhm.
And they can't handle it. People, very effeminate people especially, can't handle being wrong, can't handle accountability. It's
Yeah.
just, there's nothing that everyone's
Being
wrong
wrong sucks,
eventually.
but sometimes you have to be like, "Fuck, I was wrong."
They get mad at the person that corrects them.
Mhm.
So what do you want me to do?
It's a good
Act like
point.
you're not wrong?
You know,
Like,
people do need to learn to face it being wrong sometimes. Be like, "Oh fuck."
you gotta learn. You
Especially when
gotta
you're
go.
new to investigating stuff, you're trying to figure things out. You go down hit something wrong, and you're like, "Oh fuck, I fucked that up."
We live in a world where everything's sugar coated. Like you have this, we call it therapy language.
Mhm.
where they're like, oh, all of a sudden they're totally off on something and completely wrong on something, but because you tell them in a too blunt way or whatever, suddenly they're the victim in this. Like, well, you didn't have to say it like this. Like,
but it's trying to,
is
just
it
telling
true
you,
or not?
Well,
You know?
sometimes maybe you have something half it's right, half of it's wrong, and but they don't want to scrap the half that's wrong. And it's like, no, you have to fucking admit half of that was
I'm
wrong.
like, oh, you poor baby, you're on the internet. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It's like,
Internet's not a nice place.
yeah, grow up. That's all I can say.
It doesn't bother me at all. Some people
I
think
got
when
thick
everyone's
skin.
piling on, think who care. Like, no, it's the fucking internet. I don't give a fuck if people are piling on me the internet.
There's a whole like clique of people that just want to get a rise out of people. They don't really care about what's true or anything. They're just trying to get reactions. They like blood sport stuff. It's just in your face. Like it's dumb. It's so stupid. I don't have time for it. Like I'm doing serious research in films. I'm not gonna. I don't care. I always say you can't make someone understand you who's committed not to.
No, that's why debates are. I'm not a big fan of debates. It seems like a waste of
You
time.
can only debate if it's in good faith.
Yeah, I'll have a good faith debate.
If you're just trying to
very
win,
few, like Andrew
know?
Wilson wants to debate, like maybe, but it's like why? That guy is all he's doing is like nothing in good faith, and I'm not even sure what he wants to debate. Like, what do you want to debate? Andrew Wilson.
Oh,
like what do you even want to debate?
Paleo Christian guy.
Yeah, I don't think he's near as smart as he thinks he is, though. He thinks he's like some genius, but I don't think he's that smart.
He just argues with retards, I think.
Exactly, and like college girls. Well, retards.
That's what I said.
Yeah, that's what you just said. Sorry, repeating what you said.
It's amazing how stupid those people are, though.
Yeah, but
I mean, how do you find these people?
Yeah, good question. They make girls look bad, and they're not all retarded, just, a lot of them.
Well, that's not a real representation of like normal women, though.
No, that's why I don't like these shows. I feel like they intentionally take the worst women and try to represent them in a shitty way. And like, there's tons of women out there.
Yeah,
if every girl you meet's bad, maybe you should look at yourself.
When people can't name 5 countries, sometimes not even 3, or they'll be like Dubai, and they're all proud of themselves.
Oh my god! Yeah, the girl's been to Dubai a few times.
Yeah, if you've been to Whore Island, I think we figured out why you don't know anything. It's just was it Sinner and Saint? He had a great line. He's like,
every girl's going to Dubai, I'm breaking up with her,
and that makes you money.
If your girl's been to Dubai, dump her.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to Iran. It's just like, how does this fucking end? Like,
she just went there. It's like a guy
went there with her girlfriend.
Guy went to Thailand for the noodles.
Well, I've actually been there to kickbox.
Well,
but
yeah,
I know it sounds so bad.
For Muay Thai,
sure. Just like, fuck, I don't want to explain it, because dude, it's disgusting.
Finally, went to the Philippines for noodles,
and they're like the ugliest Asians.
I've never been to Thailand, actually.
Oh, yeah. There's some nice parts, but as a whole, you don't need to.
I mean, why? I live in Korea.
Go to Vietnam or something.
Why would I
go somewhere like third world? Vietnam's beautiful.
We're thinking about that, but it's just like Okinawa's there too. And
that's true.
So I don't speak Vietnamese, and I can speak Japanese. Yeah, Vietnam's very nice.
Super cheap too, which is nice.
That's what's one of the plus. It's hard to get everybody out there, but so the Iran war, the way it's going is, it's in a Thermopylae type situation. They've used their geography perfectly.
Iran.
Yeah, because you've got the Zagros mountain. Well, you got mountain ranges all over.
Is it on all sides of the mountains?
Almost. Yeah, it's almost like a donut. But especially the west. Now there is some flatland, which is near the Strait of Hormuz on the southern side.
So that's where it would have to be invaded.
It's still got cliffs, though. It's not like mountains, but it's still
nowhere easy to like launch an operation, right? To invade.
In the war games, they actually come from the north, from Azerbaijan down and hook over. So I remember Scott Ritter talking about that. And I've seen the Red Hat exercises and what they do.
I'm sure they're trying to plan it out, but it seems like they're not looking at any good options. Jared said it was going to be easy.
No, the U.S. doesn't have the political will for boots on the ground.
Exactly.
They could do, if you want to get, if you want to lose 50, 60,000 guys, and you want,
anything for Israel.
Probably. Yeah, it won't be the Israelis doing it.
Yeah,
like, where's the Israeli Navy in the Strait? You asked the Europeans for help. Did you ask the Israelis who started the war?
Yeah, no. Isn't that crazy?
Killed the Ayatollah?
Was acting like you guys need to help me open it. It's like, it was fucking open. The Strait was
already open. Yeah.
Guys, I got the Strait open. Yeah, it was fucking open, you moron. Trump tars are just like, I have a hard time even dealing with them nowadays.
I know he's dead, but I'm going to say it anyway. Lindsey Graham was always, He's always hates the straight.
He's not a big fan of the
He
straights.
hates the straight. Spell straight differently.
Yeah, Trump's always bragging about getting the straight open. That's always been open.
He's trying to get to the pre-war status, and that's when you know you lost. You're talking
You just
about
nailed it right there.
I want the straight open, which was already open. He wants the nuclear enrichment program down to what it was anyway. That was already on the table. So you're not really gaining anything, and you've lost a lot. You've lost hundreds of billions of dollars in equipment. You've lost bases. You've lost allies. You've lost, the kids would say, aura.
His aura faded.
Well, yeah, the U.S. military aura has faded.
It has,
and it's because
that we couldn't beat Iran in a war, at least not easily.
It's like you're attacking a porcupine. You just can't come out clean. It's a defensive animal, you know.
It's gone really bad for us, the war. It's made me like, so many bases got destroyed. You know, I believed, we had such a mighty military, and that really came into question with this war.
Well, we do have a mighty military, but they're being asked to do something without clear objectives, and at a weak point. Like the U.S. got rid of its electric diesel mini subs and all these things that they would have needed in the Strait. They don't have, because the U.S. military is focused on profiteering, not missions.
Yes,
it's not mission based.
We spend all this money, but it's to make money.
It's for Lockheed Martin.
Yes,
it's all they have gear
not
that
being practical. It's like
it's created with like aluminum walls on the Bradley. Like, what? This needs to be steel.
What they can charge the most for.
It's job creation, profiteering, and things. It's a mixture. I mean, the F-15 is a good fighter jet. F-35.
We do have
for that price tag.
Yeah.
No,
but like what was the objective? I don't think he even had clear objectives when he started the war, did he?
They were so stupid and arrogant, so smignorant. They thought if they assassinated the Ayatollah, Iran would collapse.
Revolution.
I'll
Jared
say
said,
I think, you know, the expression "victim of their own success." If you look at the Israelis recently, it's like they finally flattened Gaza, and the world didn't budge. They were able to do a genocide openly; it didn't matter. They had the pager attack against Hezbollah. They were assassinating scientists, assassinating officers, annexing land. Syria collapsed. ISIS won. They won that.
They're having win after win.
You know, and they had the Iraq War. Like they've been winning, and they figured, now it's on to Iran. That's the last thing in the way. And they killed the Ayatollah. I think they killed Raisi too, the president, with the helicopter crash. So it was like, it'll work. It's been W after W. They killed Nasrallah. They killed Sinwar. And they're like, we're going to kill the Ayatollah. But Iran didn't collapse. Because Iran they should have known this. They had a different structure. A guy named Jafar, like the bad guy in Aladdin, General Jafar, made what's called the Mosaic Defense, where Iran is split up into all these provinces that have independency. So it's not a central.
So if one guy collapses, the rest of it can keep going. Is that correct? Because I've heard that. But
right. It's
you think our fucking military would know this if you know this.
It's the Comanche or the Igbo. They don't have a central command.
Because they
can work independently. Yep. And so killing the Ayatollah doesn't matter.
It seemed to make them like double down.
It made it a lot worse.
Like now we're really like, no, we're fucking fighting. It's like they have to, if they get taken over, it's like they're fighting for their people, their land, the world.
It's an existential threat.
Then Islam, the fucking freedom.
Yeah, I mean, Islam motivates them, but no matter what the religion was or if there was none, it would be the same, because
it's their land.
You're attacking their country.
Everything. Yeah. If they fall, like everything falls. If Israel takes that's like kind of the last people standing.
They know
up to them.
too. Like you can kiss Lebanon goodbye. You can kiss Yemen.
That's interesting. I was a little late to realizing this, but I go, they want to take Lebanon, so they're getting the war with Iran, so they can't help them as much.
They had to handcuff Russia to Ukraine so they could collapse Syria, so they could attack Lebanon.
See, they're looking like years ahead of collapsing.
And they've already taken a piece of Syria too. They took Mount Hermon.
Yep.
That, Assad's father had fought against the Israelis in Yom Kippur War of 73. Partial win for the Arabs in that one. But so they thought, you asked what the plan was, what the objective was. They really thought regime change would happen after they killed the Ayatollah.
Yeah. You think they really believed it?
They did. They didn't have a plan B.
No, it's crazy.
So
he didn't have no plan. He had no plan when it collapsed. That's what I was like, what the fuck?
And then what is what they never asked themselves.
That's what I was like, this was not thought through at all. Would you trust Jared Kushner? Sounds like Jared Kushner talked him into
The
it.
praying mantis? No,
Jared said, "Could you imagine just taking Jared's word for something?"
he's about as reliable as Jared from Subway.
Oh God.
Similar
Bing,
in
bing, bing.
crime.
Where's that bell?
Yeah, again. Them again, him again. Like,
Pattern noticing.
that they've utilized the strait is another part of the geography that's it's very hard to get in there. It's too shallow for some of the major ships anyway. They've got land batteries, they got layers of defense. You're not going to get it open.
Yeah,
Other
'cause
than
we're
to
not able
comply.
to military open it. It seems like they just have too much.
It'd be such a Pyrrhic victory. You just can't. You could get it
But
open
there'll be a lot of
by
deaths.
just agreeing with the terms.
And that's what they keep trying to
But
do.
Israel won't allow it. They're like,
Well, because they keep bombing Lebanon. We have a ceasefire. Lebanon's included. Then Israel goes and fucking bombs Lebanon. Remember the one day Trump acted all tough, then the next day he wants their bitch again?
remember, Israel and Lebanon already had a ceasefire, and Israel violated it every other day. Just like they would just do shorties and bomb stuff in Syria whenever they felt like it. It was never. That's an act of war. You're taking fighter jets and bombers.
Yeah,
That's
obviously.
absolutely an act of war. But ISIS is not going to attack Israel. You don't bite the hand that feeds.
Yeah, ISIS never attacks Israel. I think one time they did and they apologized.
Like 2 guys went over and they made a mistake.
And they literally apologized. Look it up,
Apologizing
people. This is a real thing. This is like real. You can find news reports on this.
Yeah, you had the White Helmets, which is a British intelligence posing as medics that go around and stage events and film it.
They staged like a gas attack. It looks like.
What's that?
It looks like they probably staged a fake gas attack, saying that the Syrian government did it.
Oh,
to me, it looks like almost certainly staged. I don't know if you've looked into
one
that
of them
or not.
is a real gas attack, but it was on Alawites, like Assad's own people. Like
Yeah, so the gas attack was probably by the fucking ISIS.
Well, it was because I had video of them celebrating that they had all this as Turkish labels. I had Sibel Edmonds verify what it said.
That's even crazier than the fake attack. That means our side did the gas attack.
Well, see, Obama had just said the red line is you can't use chemical weapons. So immediately ISIS used chemical weapons and blamed it on Assad. And then, he had to get rid of all of his chemical weapons. Like, what's the point of having a WMD you don't use? But they didn't. But the small gas attacks there was just to go across the red line and get international pressure on Syria. And everyone sanctioned Syria. Like, why don't you sanction Israel, what they're doing to Gaza and the West Bank? Nah, but you'll sanction Syria, who's fighting Al-Qaeda. I mean, Al-Qaeda in Iraq is ISIS in Syria. I mean, ISIS is the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, but they're not really. I mean, they are Islamic in a very extreme Takfiri way, but these Daesh, Wahhabi, Salafist, whatever. That's like
that's the one
that's like the Christians that let snakes bite them. It's not really.
It's a version of Islam.
Yeah, I like your Judeo-Islam.
It'll piss off some Muslims, but
there were we sanctioned Syria. Where's the sanctions on Israel?
Yeah, well, but every international body says they're doing genocide, and instead we threaten like the ICC. We're going after these organizations instead of the people doing genocide. It's just insane.
Trump got mad at Spain, and
it's the most crazy gaslighting that the people that are calling it out are constantly being attacked.
It lets you know how deep Epstein's fingers were.
He was in everything. I'm sure he spent a lot of time going through the files. It was just so much. They're very hard to go through because 1 million files, probably deliberately.
It became the premier way to launder money because he was an untouchable. If you're Bear Stearns, whoever, all these people know how to launder money.
Yeah.
But if you want to get away with it, involve the Epstein crew because he's untouchable.
And he's just known, people hardly talked about it, but just the level of financial crimes that were all through there. I'm not a banker, so I wasn't the right person to do reports on this, but it was insane, all the big, gigantic financial scams that were in there.
Look at the Malaysian Sovereign Wealth Fund, and it's the Rothschild Bank and Epstein. I mean, it costs billions. And people are so focused on the sexcapades, and I understand that.
Which is understandable, but no one was looking at the financial stuff. But hardly anyone.
It kind of does detract from all the theft, and it's related. Impoverished places create the conditions for sex workers, and they're not separate things.
That's like the head of it all. That's how they can control everything through these gigantic financial scams, like banking, stock market manipulation, just at the highest level. And there was tons of it in there.
Well, it's still ongoing. Like in August, Thomas Massey's still in Congress, and he is going to question Darren Endyke and Richard Kahn, two Epstein lawyers, one of whom made a box of documents disappear in 3 days and then brought them back again. That should have been a crime scene. Like, don't get near. There's nobody guarding anything. I met someone that stole Epstein's mail.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
That's
like,
interesting.
yeah. Not gonna say who.
Could they get arrested? But it's just interesting. It shows there's like these people are a layer above the governments that are running things above the law. That don't really follow the law, doing these gigantic. They're the ones that get politicians in. Looking at politics, you see how frustrating
Representative government is representative of the billionaire class.
They buy these politicians. It's almost impossible to win a race without insane amounts of money. Being friends with Dan, trying to like help him a little, you see, it's all about money.
35 million in Thomas Massey's race to an unknown to out him because he went after them on Epstein.
That was like punishment, literally, for exposing. I mean, everyone focuses on the child and stuff, which is big, but also the financial stuff, what they really didn't want out. I think some of the kid stuff is for like blackmail and who knows what else.
Well, some of the
versions, a lot of it's for favors for these people.
Was essentially like an insurance policy for the white collar crime. If you're going to engage in some money laundering, you need to have something on, like, it's like, imagine joining a gang and someone's like, shoot this cop, prove you're not a.
So Lindsey Graham, here's a little boy.
They go ahead, they compromise themselves. So it's like, well, look, I'm not gonna stab you in the back or be disloyal or not uphold my end because look, you got everything.
You think a lot of them knowingly do stuff on camera? That's actually interesting.
Dude,
some of it's hidden, but some of it probably is knowingly like that.
It's so sick.
I think they do some dark stuff sometimes.
Yeah, they get some grape soda. Oops. Whoops.
Yeah, right. Definitely some bizarre stuff. Probably worse than we could imagine.
You can't spell grape without.
No, it is interesting how there's grape soda and what it always went. They always paired that with another word, with a grape soda and
pizza.
Pizza, yeah. It's just like it's over and over. It's always grape soda and pizza.
Beef jerky.
Definitely bizarre stuff.
Beef jerky on an island is not that unusual. Like,
but they're refrigerating it and stuff, though.
Yeah, it's you have to write in code, like a lot of things. They said, like, they weren't doing karate practice, they weren't fossil hunting. They would write ridiculous stuff. There's a lesser Epstein named Joel Greenberg in Florida that's actually guilty of the stuff they accuse Matt Gaetz of. And he had some stupid Venmo where you can write like what it's for, and it's like $600 for ice cream. And
yeah, the ice cream was a big one. I know
he was paying.
They're flying ice cream, like they're flying ice cream to Europe and stuff. I was like, huh?
They were paying hookers, and they just make these ridiculous things because they kind of think it's
pizza,
fun.
Ice cream.
The pizza just means multiple children. It just means shared. That's all that is. It gives you a nice little topping list, a way to specify your fetish.
Yeah, there was one like, oh, we only have like
sometimes pizza's just pizza too. You gotta realize.
No, I 100% agree.
Just eating pizza.
Reading through them, sometimes they were actually talking about pizza, but there's some I don't think they are. It's like, well, we only have one slice of pizza and 7 people. What are we gonna do with it? Like, what?
Yeah, that's.
I don't think 7 people are splitting a slice of pizza.
Pretty bizarre.
Billionaires are not like sitting there splitting a slice of pizza together.
Not in Ethiopia or something like that.
Yeah, maybe in Ethiopia. But anyways,
Ethiopia's doing well now, but there was a time when
I was a kid, that was just constantly.
They lost so many people to starvation.
I bet it was probably them behind it somewhere. I'm gonna go look. I bet there's a J behind that. You're like, probably.
There was a number of factors, but that was. You can look at Sudan today and that horrible civil war with Hamidi and the gold trade, the UAE, and it's it goes back to where.
Yeah, it's like,
and that conflict's not even. It's like people just expect it about Africa, like, oh, that's just how they are.
No one ever really talks about it. Embarrassing. I know very little about it. It's just one of those ones no one ever really talks about. I do need to go do some research on this.
There's a guy, Brad Pierce is good on it. And he writes for antiwar.com sometimes. I've talked to him about it, and I can't get people to care.
No, people just don't,
because it's always something bigger. The Iran war involves America, and so that
makes sense, because the Israel stuff, we're funding them, but like in Africa, there's like General Butt Naked. There was an army of naked child soldiers who would eat people. I mean, that's a little interest.
Where Burkina Faso is starting to pull away, the French are being kicked out of North Africa. Wagner's being kicked out. You're seeing Africans regain sovereignty. The problem is you're just going to have your little domestic despot instead. So, okay, you get rid of these Banana Republic International takeover type things, but you just end up with your own. So it's
so it doesn't necessarily get better. I mean, hopefully
a lot
it will.
of places go through these stages, and Africa's there right now. So
Often when there's a revolution, sometimes it can turn even worse. Hopefully it won't.
most revolutions end up worse. Actually, the result is usually worse.
That's why typically you want to avoid a revolution if possible.
Yeah, well, it just depends on the specifics, I think, but normally things don't get better. You're lucky if it remains the same.
You get like Russia and a little off topic, but look at Haiti. You know the richest man in Haiti. You know what he is?
Yeah,
Ding, ding, ding. Thought it was only like black people in Haiti, but there's a couple other ones.
No, there's a
lot of human trafficking
wherever they go,
and they're everywhere. That good book by Mr. Henry Ford, I recommend you read. He has an interesting book. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to name the title.
No,
probably not, right?
People get it. If this is on YouTube, I wouldn't.
Exactly, it's not worth it.
I wouldn't talk about Henry Ford or Bobby Fischer or these chats.
That's my favorite chess player. How did you know?
Same.
But back to Iran, like, where does it go? How does it wrap up? Like, what?
For real though, his queen sacrifice, like it's not just because he was based. He was a really interesting chess player.
Like, oh no, he was, and he was also extremely based.
Yeah, well, yeah, that too.
Like watching a documentary, like, yeah, he went crazy and started naming these people. It's like, did he go crazy or did he go?
It's just ahead of the curve.
Yeah, he was before you, Ryan.
He was, yeah. I was following him as a kid. But back to Iran, like they've run out of interceptor missiles. You can't pace it. They're just so expensive. And it's not just the price, it's the supply line. It's made very rare materials, complex computation. It takes all these milling and grinding. And it's a while. It's going to take 2 years out to replace these Patriots and things. So they've run out of defensive missiles. They're running out of what we call standoff munitions. That means you can shoot from a greater distance than the air defense. So you're safe. Anybody's played StarCraft or something, like you sit right outside of the range until it's destroyed and move forward. Well, if you run out of that, now your planes and helicopters are at risk of being shot down, which you sort of saw at the very end of the 40-day war.
Planes started getting shot down.
Like 7 different aircraft got taken
out. It started getting taken out.
An F-15E, an A-10 Warthog, some refuelers, some Little Bird helicopters, an F-16, all were getting tagged. And then some got tagged on the ground. They weren't even as far away as the Prince Sultan Air Base of Saudi Arabia. Iran was able to hypersonic that.
Wow.
They got rid of an AWACS. They got rid of like 5 refuelers.
Is it because we lost interceptor missiles? What is it?
Yeah. So the ballistic missile defense shield is Ted Postal, who's an actual rocket scientist. It's a bit of mythology that you can, if you want to fire like 5 to 1, you can knock out drones, you can knock out subsonic missiles. But even with perfect defense, hypersonic is just going to cut through. And some of these hypersonic aren't truly hypersonic, but what they'll do is they might have a supersonic, but it comes apart near the end and the warhead just zips down at the final length at hypersonic speeds and gets by all the layers of defense. And you have different types of defense for high altitude, and like THAAD is for that. The low altitude cruise missiles are very hard to stop, but those are usually short range. And that's definitely, man, if Syria hadn't fallen and Lebanon had those, Hezbollah would be tearing it up.
And that's why they had to take out Syria.
But the drones have been effective too, but the payload on a missile is much higher than a drone. I don't know if I'm getting too technical, but the thing is, without the standoff munitions, without the interceptors, guarantee if you restart this war, it'll go worse than the 40-day war. And
we're still like out of those
because they're gonna hit you at will, and you can hit them back, but they have a chance of shooting you down.
And they're more willing to die than we are. They have no choice.
Yeah, they're in a corner.
Yeah. What do you make of remember they say there was a guy that needed to be rescued and they came in with a big rescue operation? I know there was lots of conflicting reports of what was really happening there. Yeah, it seemed like kind of bullshit.
They were going after the uranium and they botched it. They said, no, we weren't.
That's what rescue mission. That's what I was curious your opinion, because it looked like they tried landing a cargo plane full of people.
They bombed it. they bombed a nuclear plant today. That's like
Really?
that
Fuck, I
happened
didn't check
this
Twitter
morning.
today.
Yeah, it's and Saudi Arabia attacked Sana'a. So like Yemen may end
Oh
up
shit.
closing the Bab el-Mandeb Strait on the Red Sea.
I'll have
You
me a
want the
day.
shit to hit the fan. You close the Strait of Hormuz and the Red Sea.
Oil is gonna get and when oil goes up, all prices go up because everything needs oil to go around. And once prices go up, they rarely go down.
The cost of transporting goods goes up across. It's LNG too. It's oil and
Mhm.
LNG, and a number of other things you need, helium and some other
Mhm.
and metals and gases you need for semiconductors. Da da da. It's also the imports.
Yeah.
The Gulf imports 86% of its food.
Whew.
Yeah, and mostly by ship. It's the only way to do it.
Mhm.
You can start pulling it in from rail, I guess, but that's not.
Gonna be tough.
It's
But anything for Israel.
yeah,
There's
it's all.
there's no sacrifice too great.
Yeah, they're holding the global economy hostage because they want to annex territory for Greater Israel for some biblical myth of
The greater
God
Israel
gave them
project,
land
yeah.
kind of crap. It's all for that. And East Asia is very oil thirsty, and I think Iranian must have had some intelligence of what the U.S. was about to do because between July 4th to 7th, they allowed 13. I thought it was 10 originally. In
Mhm.
some articles you pull up will say 10, it ended up being 13
Mhm.
Japanese ships to leave that had been there for months, and then a couple Korean ships, but large ones. So, about 100 million barrels left
So that was an oil they shipped out to Asia.
right before
So they were able to make a bunch of money real quick and get the oil out to Asia.
yeah, and that won't arrive till the 26th of July, but like it'll give Asia like another 32 days of oil.
But the other places will suffer. Interesting. When prices start skyrocketing, they should at least get mad at
It's
Trump.
not going to help Singapore or Thailand or these areas. It's going to be rough. You can buy oil from Russia. They took Venezuela out too. You can buy some oil from Russia and Norway. There's other, but they just don't have the supply, and Ukraine keeps bombing refineries.
So that's less oil there.
The pipeline network just isn't in place. Of course, they blew up the Nord Stream. Like
Yep.
it's a problem. We send oil by ship. It's the Maritime Silk Road. It's just how it is. And Iran should have done this forever ago.
Mhm.
They should have done this when it was happening. Like, we're closing the strait until you get in
Until
line.
they stop
Mhm.
massacring them.
I think they're afraid of getting nuked,
But
but
if Yemen closes it, then it becomes a huge disaster.
the Houthi will do it. They did it before.
Hmm.
And that would jump it from 20% to 37%.
Of the world's oil, 37%.
You could still go up through the Suez to the Mediterranean. This is the thing. It doesn't bother Israel because 90% of their oil is coming from the north, but it all comes through Haifa.
Mhm.
And this is why Hezbollah and Iran are targeting Haifa. You take out Haifa,
And they can't get their oil.
that's it.
Aren't
That's
they-
already gone.
Aren't they getting oil from like Venezuela now? Wasn't that like part of the deal after Trump? I don't know if that's true or not. That's what I heard. Like after he took that guy.
Most of the Israeli oil is from the Caspian region through Azerbaijan
Mhm.
and Kazakhstan. Is the two, but it all goes through the BTC pipelines that from Turkey and then by boat across the
It
Mediterranean.
would be a shame if someone bombed those.
Would be
Terrible.
something,
We'd probably give them our oil reserves.
PKK would blow up the BTC. Imagine if Iran just invaded Azerbaijan. Like that would end it. That would
Not a bad idea.
Azerbaijan's a colony of British Petroleum, but that's where their oil comes from, though.
That's all their oil.
And they don't care about the strait because theirs is all coming from the Mediterranean, almost all of it.
Mhm.
So Israel's willing to let the whole world suffer.
Yeah, they don't
as long
care.
as they get theirs.
Interesting. And Lebanon, I know they're trying to invade that. Is that currently going on, those ground operations? I know it's been like back. They've came in, they backed off a little bit.
Well, so Israel is dominating the air war and losing the ground war.
Yeah, because they have way better jets,
They have
that we gave them.
the Lebanese military is on Israel's side.
That pisses me off. That's insane. The Lebanese, like you said, the Lebanese
Hezbollah
fucking
doesn't have
military
air
is on
defense
Israel's
systems.
side as the country is being invaded. Think about how
Yeah.
crazy that is.
They're cucked.
And Hezbollah, we have to call them terrorists and bad people. They're the only ones defending fucking Lebanon, and they're labeled terrorists for defending their own land. And they're Like, how does their government?
Yeah, the ones coming in and bombing civilians and stealing their homes, they're not
Oh,
terrorists.
those aren't terrorists.
Yeah,
Those are Israel. That's our
that's
greatest ally.
defense. Always
When
ask
they
them.
kill kids, that's not terrorism.
You should always ask the Israelis to act like they're always defending themselves. Like, what type of action would count as offense?
Well, they
Because I'd like to know what it is. Like,
they're always defending.
Right.
There's nothing they can do. That's
Say,
offense.
well, and I ask him this question too: what could they do that would be a war crime?
Nothing. I think that's the real answer.
And I'm like, are you saying you can't think of anything you would consider a war crime?
I mean, clearly everything.
It really puts them in the hot seat because whatever they say, they've probably already done it.
No, because they've already done everything. They've done everything. That's a good question to ask people. And also the West Bank's, I mean, most people don't even understand the West Bank and Gaza are like not the same place.
No, but the West Bank is being colonized.
Mm-hmm.
Gaza they had settlements there too. Settlements, racial colonies, that's what they are. They pulled out in 2005 and they wrapped a wall around them. They controlled everything: the food, water, electricity, seaports, airport. They're not allowed to have any of these things. Israel could cut them off from any of these resources at a whim. They got machine gun turrets facing them, literally a wall wrapped around their cities.
They can't fish. They'll get shot if they try to go out fishing in their own water.
No, you can't.
Can you imagine? You can't fish. You can't do anything. And everyone's like, oh, Israel's the only country to ever feed people they're at war with. Yeah, it's because they have everything blocked off and they have no way to get food.
Anytime they build their own sewage treatment or power plant or what, Israel will blow it up.
Oh, it's just, people don't understand. They're just basically locked in this prison. They can't fish, can't do anything.
It's a giant Indian reservation.
And multiple times they said, hey, it's safe if you guys go here. Then they bomb where the people go.
Yeah, they did.
I think that's when Dan finally spoke up. One of them, they said go somewhere. Then they all went there.
Here's your safety zone.
He's just like,
safety zone.
What the fuck? How can I stay quiet?
It's very much, we're going to negotiate. Now we're going to bomb the negotiations, kill the Ayatollah.
When they're constantly killing people that America is negotiating with. And they're stealing our intel. They're spying on us to try to get the information so they can kill the peace negotiators.
Spy on you. They your daughters.
Yeah, you obviously know they're the biggest spy threat to America. No one ever talks about that. They it's China and Russia, but it's Israel.
It's Israel, and the second is the UK.
Really?
Who spies on us.
For China and Russia. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's very easy for them to do, same language, and we spy on them also, but it's just
I don't think we spy on Israel. I think we leave Israel alone. We don't spy on them.
They want to integrate them into the military budget and intelligence. I mean,
it's just so insane. Yeah, then I guess we wouldn't have to give them any money. That's maybe why they're acting like they want to cut the money, because they're just going to take our military.
Well, it'll be harder to figure out how much.
Well, but they make it so you can't track it.
If they're just a line item in the NDAA, you don't know.
Well, already the military budget, isn't the accounting just completely I remember before 9/11, they announced a couple trillion.
That's what Rumsfeld was talking about. The 2.3 trillion was the entire budget. It wasn't a missing item. That's the whole thing.
Wasn't it they're having problems accounting for?
Yeah, it wasn't, and it's not missing. It was unaccounted for.
But yeah, that's still.
It's
a big
still
deal.
very.
That's a big fucking deal.
They make this exaggeration nobody knows. No,
it's a big fucking deal. Still.
They know the amount. They just didn't know how much went to Army, how much went to Navy, how much went to Air, how much.
But that's a lot of fucking money that you're not sure where some of it went. That's easily some of it could have been getting sent.
Yeah, eventually they accounted for it, but it's an enormous amount of waste in all branches. Mm-hmm. It's not going to efficiency with people support the troops. I'm this isn't about them. I support them by not treating the military like a toy to be thrown into one conflict after another for a foreign state's interests.
Yeah, I don't hate the military, but they're not heroes. No. I'm not going to say you're a hero if you went out and killed some kids.
There was no point in using our military to topple Saddam, who didn't have WMDs.
Yeah. There
was no support. There was no reason to throw the military in Afghanistan for 20 years to just replace the Taliban with the Taliban.
We replaced the Taliban.
And give them billions of dollars in weapons.
And then also got the opium fields going. That's also when the Oxycontin addiction came through. Oh, the Sacklers. Ding, ding, ding. I need to get that bell.
Yeah,
that's an old family that's there's not a lot of information out of it.
It's been jingle bells ding, on this
ding,
podcast.
Ding. The Sassoons.
For YouTube, you need it.
I need it, yeah.
You need a Zog whistle.
They say I'm about to lose my channel because I've talked bad about a protected group. I wonder what that protected group is. Muslims?
The only group you're not allowed to criticize.
Isn't that crazy?
There's a Kevin Alfred Strom quote. People like to say it's Voltaire because Kevin said some other kind of outlandish things, but He's the one that said to learn who rules over you, see who you're not allowed to criticize. However, Voltaire had a similar thing where he said, uh, to truly know power, look not to the thrones, but to the names you dare not whisper. Pretty more elegant.
But that's interesting. The other quote gets given to Voltaire. That's interesting.
It's the gist of
but
what
there's similar quotes. But yeah,
I don't think Kevin even. I don't know if he was aware if Voltaire said that or not. He was just saying to learn who rules over you, so you're not allowed to criticize.
And who we're not allowed to criticize. We can't even say it on the show, or I can't put it on YouTube.
But not to the thrones, because of the names you dare not whisper. It's the same names then as it is now.
I got a strike on YouTube for naming who controls the media. I said them, and then I actually went and named it. Oh, you can't name who controls the media.
You can't just say a fact.
Yeah. Well, I even named who a lot of them were.
Well, imagine if the same thing, all this mass media was owned by Chinese, and we were doing a very China-centric foreign policy and you'd think probably the state of China had something to do with it.
Yeah.
But when it's a different particular ethnic group that's loyal to a particular state that calls itself that ethnic group state, you're not allowed. You're not allowed to say the obvious. It's like the Chinese stuff. We all have to pretend, right? Yeah. We always pretend not to see something.
1984 was it the final and most important command of the party is don't believe the evidence of your own ears and eyes. I might not said it exactly perfect, but
George Orwell was kind of, he had a crystal ball.
I think he was talking about the Jays, not the communists.
He was like Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber knew it too.
Well, look at Animal Farm, the pigs. They always say it's communist. Were the pigs actually communist, or were the pigs?
It's both.
Well, I guess they were the communists.
Well, who started communism?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But pigs aren't an ideology. They're a particular characteristic.
It's the perfect animal on a farm.
Mm.
You know why they don't eat pigs? It's cannibalism. Dun-dun-dun.
Got it.
It's a pig. It's weird. Animals have their own kind of iconography. Like foxes are clever, the evil wolf. Pigs are like rotten. It's like a pig's a pig, a wolf's a wolf. But we have assigned personality traits and stuff to particular animals where they become symbolic of.
Which sometimes are true, sometimes aren't. Sometimes it's what we think isn't accurate because different animals do have different personality types.
An interesting animal is a squirrel.
I don't know much about squirrels. I think interesting personality.
Audience knows what I'm talking about.
Ladybugs.
Oh, God. Spinning squirrels. They like to run in circles.
Interesting. Yeah. But where the hell do we go? How does this war end? Do you see anything
badly?
Positive?
It's
both
we're
kind of Israel
in this back and forth of playing. It's like the Homer Simpson curly straight with the pigtail, open close. We got a Clopen Strait of Hormuz that eventually the economic pressure, the reality of it is just going to force some kind of compliance or a nuclear strike. I think they're looking at assassinations. Trump is thinking that he's going to get assassinated as if
by Iran.
Yeah, by Iran. Yeah, totally by Iran. Yeah. I often thought the reason J.D. Vance was going around just pissing on Israel, it was an insurance policy. Like Trump's like, don't kill me or you get this guy, right? But J.D. Vance,
I think he knows the popularity of Israel's waning, so that for him to run, he has to.
It's pressure release. He'll fold like they all.
He's going to cave into Israel. Yeah, I don't trust that guy. I would never.
Wear his mascara.
He's completely created by Peter Thiel.
Well, not completely, but yeah, he's
in his job, the money.
He's definitely
not complete, but heavily
one of Peter's guys for sure. And this is the problem with these; they're just avatars for billionaires behind the scenes. Thiel, he was on the same route as Lindsay. He likes
him that way.
He likes his sausage and potatoes more than his oysters or whatever. Yeah. Probably never seen an oyster.
Yeah, right. Probably not. It was strange. And the Palantir's a little concerning.
They use that to target people in Gaza too.
They have kill lists. I bet we have high kill scores. I wonder what your kill score is.
I'm on the cover of the folder probably.
Probably like a 99.8 or something. Your kill score, right? I wonder because they make kill scores, correct, in Palestine, and they target who to kill, and they don't care if you're with people, building schools.
They kill them all, man. If they could, they'd starve them all to death.
And they're slowly doing that right before our eyes. It's not a genocide.
People confuse the word genocide with extermination.
Mhm.
You like, there's a genocide happening. Like, well, they haven't killed them all. I'm like, you don't wait till after the fact to then say it's a genocide. You say it while it's happening. You don't wait till they're all dead and
Right.
go, okay, now it's a genocide.
Well,
Like,
they killed them. Okay, you were
they're
right. It was a
killing them.
you were
Like,
right. It was a genocide.
it's like, legally, that's not what genocide means either. It doesn't. Obviously, if you kill them all, that's definitely a
That's
genocide.
definitely
But way before you get to that point, it's already a genocide. It's a genocide does not mean extermination.
Mhm. Do you see Israel possibly collapsing?
Yeah, I think that's actually what the way it is now with the position of power that Iran has over the strait and with Hezbollah holding its own minimal and actually doing a lot of damage with these drones, something's got to give. And more you're seeing, you saw the UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar kind of drop out of the alliance, even though Qatar recently got hit.
Mhm.
They're going to learn. They're going to learn because they're losing billions of dollars, like $1 billion a
Mhm.
day, I heard,
They like money.
because of the strait being closed, and that's what's going to win in the end. Is they realize this protection racket the U.S. had, it doesn't work. Look at Bahrain; they're just getting lit up.
Yeah,
Kuwait too.
we took all of our missiles to protect Israel, and they were just lighting up all the other countries.
They moved missile defense systems out of the Gulf to protect Israel in the middle of the Gulf, getting tagged daily. Right?
It's like it's kind of funny because they deserve it.
They took Patriot
I can't
systems
even
out of
feel bad
South
for 'em.
Korea. That's how
Yeah.
you know you're low on munition. I remember arguing. It's clear I was right now, but I said they would not be pulling systems out of Korea to bring
Obviously.
to Israel if things are going well.
Did people try to argue with you? That seems like an obvious to me.
Yeah, they're like they're not doing that. I'm like they are. Like they are. They did that in June
Mhm. Right, I
already.
remember hearing
They're
that.
gonna
Yeah.
do it again. South Korea, like 90% is it's South Korea's own defense system works better than
Yeah.
the Patriots. But the U.S. does have some THAAD because the radar penetrates
Yeah.
China, and they had some Patriot systems there. They have some little bases there. It's kind of stupid. These tripwires, it's like Kennedy said about the Bay of Pigs. It was like so stupid. It was like too small to be successful, too big to be unnoticed. And so these bases, it's like, what are you going to do if North Korea really comes or China really comes? That number of soldiers won't make a difference.
Real quick,
You're just like creating more problems by having your presence there. And the same thing with Japan.
you don't really add much. And clearly, if we're just going to take them away when something go bad. You mentioned the Bay of Pigs earlier. You mentioned something interesting on the Bay of Pigs. The reason it failed.
You want to get into
I didn't know
Kennedy?
this.
Like,
'Cause-
I guess I just brought it up, huh? Well, yeah, it's the opposite of everything they say. So if you look at the Arnan Milchan, largest arms dealer for Israel, produced JFK movie,
filmmaker to give you conspiracy theory the wrong direction.
the two most popular JFK conspiracies are that he was either killed because he was about to pull out of Vietnam. That's one.
Mhm.
But the even larger one is that the CIA was mad that he didn't give air support for the Bay of Pigs and he fired Dulles, so they had him killed.
Mhm.
That's the kind of these are legitimate, like that. Okay,
That may have been slightly.
this isn't
connected,
kook. Like
but-
that's a legitimate possibility. I can debunk all that though.
Mhm.
But he did give air support to the Bay of Pigs, is the most obvious thing, and it wasn't. They're like, well, he didn't give enough of it. Or we're like, no, the problem wasn't that. The problem was the lack of ground support.
And where did
The
what happened?
Yeah, the anti-Castro Cubans didn't have all the weapons they said they had because they've been diverted to Israel. Like,
So crazy. Probably by Meyer Lansky, who also had casinos in Cuba making
Lansky
billions.
brothers and both Lanskys, and also Traficante was heavy in that, and he spoke Spanish. I think he was a
Is he Cuban or what's he? I don't know.
Traficante's Italian,
Italian. Okay, yeah, because Italian and mafia went hand in hand.
hand in glove.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were very connected.
Lansky worked with Luciano and all that. That it doesn't. I don't care what ethnic group it was. I'm just saying. I mean, it's where you need to point out that because
Yeah, because it's
that's
going to like
why
Israel and
doing
stuff.
it
Yeah,
to
so
Israel
it is
or something.
connected because if it's mafia
Right.
sending weapons to Israel, then it is
Yeah,
connected.
it's just like I'm not going to ignore the Chineseness of something.
it's
If
all-
we're getting all
everyone's
these weapons in
Chinese,
China,
yeah.
like don't play stupid.
Mhm.
Like I ain't saying this is like part of biology or some teleology of all this is just Halle Berry. Like,
But
this come on.
ding, 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 ding.
It's because they have a religious affinity for this state. Like a lot of diaspora, a lot of Irish people, Americans are pro Ireland, and they should be. Why not? Who cares? But at a point, like if Ireland was doing the kind of things Israel was doing, I don't think Irish people would
I don't
support
think so
it,
either.
no matter where they live. They're like,
I'm part Irish. I would not support it.
yeah, I wouldn't either. Same, and I'm like, nah.
But I think this, not to get off topic, but the mob thing was very important with the formation of Israel because they were controlling the ports. They were taking weapons, shipping them to Israel, not shipping them to
Oh,
like
going back
Egypt.
to post World War II, yeah, Red Hook and stuff, Anastasia and Lansky again. They ran those docks that Zalman Shapiro and that crew were working with the Sonborn Institute to do illegal weapons. They were one of the big ways, like they did same things from New York and stuff under innocuous stuff. Like we're sending boilers, but in the boiler would be machine guns and this and that. But the larger weapons trade wasn't there. It wasn't the Hotel 14 guys. It was going through Nicaragua. And so one of the ways around the War Asset Administration's decommissioning weapons, they would have these export control laws on weapons, which was really needed. Right after World War II, you have these huge weapons caches. The whole world was fighting on those.
Tons of
what
weapons.
happened to all these small arms? They hit the black markets. And so one of the things the CIA and these CIA's brand new, it's OSS, right? Becomes CIA, was supposed to do was clamp down on the massive black market weapons trade, which is an inevitable after a giant war. And the biggest weapon, of course, is nuclear weapons. And that should be number one, non-proliferation of nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
But the Israelis were stealing highly enriched uranium from the United States, Palo, Pennsylvania in particular.
You have another film on this.
Yeah, I did a whole film on that, so I won't talk about it. It's called New Mech.
Right.
It's based on books by Grant Smith and Roger Mons. These other guys did a lot of research, full credit to them. But the film isn't just about that. It's about that and the mob and Kennedy. And Epstein. I tied a bunch of different topics together in that movie. But this is but one of the other things with the gun running and why we end up with Iran-Contra is a long story. But Cuba was another one of those nodes where a way to get around export control laws is to send the weapons to a third country, and then they send it to Israel. So the U.S. didn't send it to Israel. They sent it to whoever, Czech Republic or Nicaragua, or we were secretly arming Cubans, but not really, because a lot of it's actually going to Israel to kill Palestinians. That was one of their loopholes. The loophole crew.
The loophole crew.
Again.
Send it here, then send it there. Yeah,
the Somoza family was one of the ones. It was, father and son both were dictators that were utilized to send arms to Israel. And you had these mafia groups bringing them in. And so part of the Contra thing when the Sandinistas overthrew that dynasty, the U.S. publicly was against the Contras. It's like publicly they're against ISIS, but secretly they were arming the Contras against the Sandinistas, all again on behalf of Israel. It's just like, again,
anything for our greatest ally. It's like our government is just rotten so deep. I don't know the solution. It seems just it's almost
you think
like
people would learn from the Contra affair. So when Syria, all that time, everyone that argued with me, I'm like, look, they're shaking hands with Jelani. Like they were behind ISIS the whole time. Everyone knew that. And I remember like Martin Sicily and Patrick from 21st Century Wire. They okay. Robert and Lakesh, like we were there. We had this core group trying to explain the Syria situation. But when you're banned on all normal platforms and it's never going to be on TV, super hard to get that information out.
Yeah,
we're actually a lot better position now than then.
Yeah, because you have Twitter, Substack.
Substack's there, exactly. And Twitter's gotten better. And we had TikTok for a little while before it was forced to sell to
Ding, 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 ding.
Netanyahu came out. Satan Yahoo said this. He's like, the new war is the social media. We got to.
No, they say the eight front war. They call it that. Like people like us are targets. Do you feel hope?
See these twins?
Yeah, Satan and who's the guy on who's that red guy?
Satan. It's true Satan.
Oh, Yahweh and
yeah.
I might piss people
Yahweh
off
and his servant. Yeah, that's what his name means. Netanyahu is a servant of the devil.
That's crazy.
He picked that name. It's not his name.
No, yeah, he changed his name to servant of the devil.
Servant of Yahoo. Yahoo's
Correct
Yahweh.
name,
Yahweh's the devil.
All right, and we're gonna have an episode, I think, on that because that might
it's
very complex.
It's nothing but killing, torture, mayhem. And like that's not God.
Do you think Jesus and that guy is the same
person? What kind of deity needs blood sacrifices
of children
and animals and children? Yeah,
true animal, women, children.
You got all this animal sacrifice and baby sacrifice, snipping penises and all this crazy stuff. I was like, God doesn't take blood rituals.
Talking baby penises. You want to hear a funny story? A copyright strike. The dude, there's the famous picture of
Funny story about babies.
no, the famous picture of the guy sucking the baby dick. He filed a copyright strike against me for using the picture.
Oh my god.
That's the most J thing ever.
Way to help the stereotype, fight the stereotype. Like, wow.
Hey, that's my picture sucking a baby dick.
You can't use that.
Well, I guess
Did they spread herpes on
yeah, they did. I don't know if that particular guy did, but he's probably not too happy that picture's out
When
there.
I saw them
I wouldn't be
coming out
happy
of
if there was a picture of me
tunnels-
sucking a baby dick.
when they were coming out of tunnels with dirty mattresses like a bunch of rats.
That's
This
gotta
is
be
odd.
That's the funniest video I've ever seen. I think.
I lost it.
That was like literally the funniest thing I've ever seen. Like, he just crawls out of a tunnel in full
It's
charge.
like when George Floyd was waving around a banana in the store. I'm like, who did that?
Oh, I didn't see that.
It was real,
Is that really? I looked that up.
dude. Yeah, it is.
Out of the tunnel is just one of the funny things I've ever seen.
Oh, it's just these little rats in the sewers. It's just
Crawling out of crawling out of their little tunnels with dirty mattresses.
Music.
And that was wasn't that the headquarters of Javad Lubavitch, one of the most powerful organizations in the world?
No, they're like Bilderberg. They're the ones that people talk about, but they're not that powerful. They are a player.
It's like Jared Kushner's a member, Howard Lutnick.
Compared to Likud, they ain't nothing. Likud's got a government, nuclear weapons.
Yeah,
like,
but you don't think Javad's like pulling some of the
how about
strings
it?
behind it?
Well, I mean, like
I guess
Bilderberg's got nothing either. It's a faction.
I guess most powerful religious organization, maybe.
No,
because there's the one guy with the rabbi. He's like lecturing Netanyahu, basically saying he has to like speed up the.
Yeah, but like, look, that's it's like people talking about Bilderberg or CFR and not APAC. Like, dude, APAC trumps all those groups.
Yeah, no, I guess because they're actually making change.
And it's not a secret society. They do it right in your face.
No, so they're blatantly doing it in our face. But these organizations, though, are probably helping APAC and stuff behind the scenes. That's why it gets complex.
Tries to convert secular into being religious. That's what they do. And they're an annoying faction, and people have to placate to them. Like, politicians just
you think it's
smile
more
to
people
whoever
just
they're talking to.
even like Putin like kisses up to him and like because he fired a guy who was like who called him like a satanic death cult or something maybe and then he fired his guy. I'm like, oh, interesting.
But the Eastern Orthodox Church has way more sway in Russia than Chabad. Like, it's not even comparable. Like,
no, I don't know the inner workings, but it does seem like all these Chabad members have a lot of power, but doesn't mean necessarily doing it for Chabad. That could just be like
they're a slimy little organization, but it's like the SPLC or Canary Mission, where they're a bunch of hand rubbing shysters and stuff. But the most powerful organization in the world, like, no, not even top 10. Like, that doesn't mean they're not a major force.
Yeah.
They're an evil faction.
Well, lots of powerful people are members, but I guess it's hard to say like how much power they actually have just because
the big
people are members.
Are APAC, UDP, the Likud party itself.
Which is that's Netanyahu.
Yeah, the Russian oligarchs, the whole Epstein network, like the Wexner, Bronfman. These are the major players.
What's that called? The Bronfman, Wexner. That's called MAGA.
Oh, the mega donors. Yeah, well, the mega group is the mega donors.
Don't hear about them anymore, but that was like this massive group of billionaires. Steven Spielberg.
And that actually goes back to what I was talking about with Sunborn. Like that, it started with a bunch of millionaires, but in the 60s. So, but yeah, the Bronfmans are the crime family of Canada, Seagram's Liquor and all this stuff. Actually, Robert Miller bought a house from Charles Bronfman, and like, wow, what are the odds? He's a pedophile. But
shocking.
Robert Miller's the bathtub bandit that raped hundreds of like middle school and high school.
Oh my God. I didn't know this. I shouldn't be surprised. Ding, ding, ding. Right.
I read about it. I'll give it to you later. It's, Peter Nygaard, another little nasty pedophile that they all know the Bronfmans. It's amazing.
Yeah, I need to do some more research on them.
So
There's this giant mafia family that runs Canada. Yeah, McCain told them, right?
You were asking about Roy Cohn, and that goes to Bronfman and General Dynamics and all that.
They're
too.
very powerful, right? The Bronfmans, but more in Canada. But I'm sure they have power here too.
Well, yeah, they're in Canada, but it's a U.S. Canada.
It's all connected.
Wexner is in America, but he's got sway in Canada too. The People's Republic of Canada. You seen Trudeau bouncing around with Katy Perry? Like,
I miss that. He's such a
doing
dork.
his fish dance. Like,
he's such a clown.
Like you're dating Katy Perry, but everybody still knows you're gay.
That sucks. You got some hot girl, no, semi-hot, and these girls are hotter, and everyone knows you're gay still. Like, you're not fooling us.
Let me Show the cover again.
RyanDawson.org support. Any
That's
final?
just awesome. She didn't even know what the flag was.
That's hilarious.
She does now, and now she loves it.
We could
Wears it
obviously
every
talk
day.
for hours on this complex issues, but we're going to film a couple other things. So what's the more important things just before we wrap on this?
Well, I
guess,
think
where
the
do you see this
conclusion is going to be you're going to see a collapse of Zionist power.
I hope so.
With Graham dying, Mitch McConnell on the way, Jordan Peterson on the way, they're all dying. Boomers are leaving. So we need to just get them off the freaking map. If Iran plays its cards right, and it needs to go proactive, they can't just keep this moralistic shit where they're like, we're going to attack when we get attacked. Like, just go on the offense. Because the U.S. and Israel are planning to destroy you. They're not really negotiating. They're not interested. They want you out. You need to keep that straight close and bomb Tel Aviv. Well, bomb Haifa. That's more strategic importance. Satisfying when Tel Aviv gets bombed.
Yeah.
But you need to bomb Haifa, close up the ports in Israel. And a lot of them will leave, too. They run away.
Yeah,
the big problem for Cyprus and Thailand is they're getting all these.
They're getting them everywhere. Yeah,
these refugees.
They're causing big problems, obviously, everywhere they go.
And Kyoto kicked them out. They won't even let them rent hotels.
No, I saw somewhere in Japan they were crying and they couldn't get a hotel.
They said it was Japan. It's not. It's just Kyoto.
Was it Kyoto?
And Nara. Those two won't let them in anymore. Like
the Japanese demons.
Oh, the Tengu.
Tengu. People got
they
look
look
the
like
Tengu,
something
see what
familiar.
they look like. Yeah. There's this Japanese news report that they're being dead serious because they don't care about anti-Semitism, trying to figure out if the Japanese demons were actually just. They go to a synagogue, they're asking them.
The mountain demons.
It's so funny. The synagogue guy's like, yeah, probably us. Something like that.
Like there's these weird things, the big noses that children
and like, love gold.
and they want to steal the gold. They're up in the mountains because nobody in the village would put up with them. They do this weird stuff. They're cutting up their own baby's dicks. Like that's crazy to the rest of the world.
Yeah, like what? They chopped part of their dick off and suck
mutilating baby genitalia of your own son. Why?
Yeah, typically.
Well, you know, Abraham, like if you try to explain it, it makes it worse. Why would you worship such a thing that asks for you to do that?
I wouldn't.
It's just an invert value tree. Like everything, just an inside look. The Judaism is disgusting. Like all their like
inverted morals.
I hate this thing where like you have to respect all religions. They're like, no, you don't.
No.
Not if it's crazy.
Well, I have a friend, he says, when they say the most moral army, he says, they're not lying because by their religion.
The most moral army is Yemen.
Yeah,
Look at all the damage they've done and didn't kill anybody.
Right? No, they're not targeting schools. Iran's not targeting schools. Hamas wasn't targeting children, despite what they try to tell you.
No, they never have.
Well, shit. Thanks so much for coming on. RyanDawson.org.
Yep, RyanDawson.org. And we're going to get your Substack fired up too.
Yep. There's tons of ways to support, watch great films. Yeah, again, fightbackpodcast.com.
Yeah, all the films are free, by the way. I just hope,
if
like,
you guys want to donate,
on your
work
honor,
really hard and spend money
you
to make
want
this.
to you don't have. You can watch them all free,
and you've been doing this for 30 years too. So such a service you've had.
Almost, since '97. Yeah.
I'm sure everyone credits you all the time for the work they still.
Yeah, some do. Some people do.
It was funny. You posted some video, and I saw everyone just stole the video, and I quote tweeted you. I'm like, I forget what video it was. I'm like, why is everyone just? Like,
and everyone downloaded it and re-uploaded on their thing.
So weird. I don't know why people do that. Just like quote tweet it or retweet it but whatever. I guess
because when you have someone, the ratio of like great material to canceled is so high. They're like, we could just steal this guy's shit because no one's gonna know who he is and present it as our own. And that's what they do.
I know it's a small thing, but I still feel like I'm just like stealing of like. I realize how many people steal
At least
shit.
you retweet rather than just
or quote tweet.
Paste.
Well, even during the Epstein files, not that I did the most for it, but sometimes
you don't Jackson Hinkle me. You actually like share it. You know?
Like 15 times I'd find something in Epstein files and I post it, and then all the big counts 5 minutes later are retweeting it or tweeting it with no like credit. And that showed me how few people were actually going through the Epstein files looking for stuff.
I know, and it's a huge problem because if we don't network, if we don't organize, we lose. When someone's got some 9/11 stuff. And they're like trying to defend it, but they don't know it that well. I'm like, God, just let them know that came from me and let them argue with me because I already know what they're about to say, and I got a response. Like I know this shit. I can defend it. Don't try to whatever. Like, is your repost button broken? I don't understand it. When I see something cool,
something at least
I just look at my Twitter. I just repost whoever said it.
There's nothing wrong with especially smaller accounts. Like help them grow.
Of course.
So,
That's what I want. I ain't gonna be here forever. So like,
mhm,
get it? I don't understand this camera hogging crap.
mhm,
Like, just give credit where it is so that person can grow. If they're the one with the information,
mhm.
like we mentioned Scott Horton earlier, like if I want someone to know about
Yeah,
Afghanistan, I want them to read his books.
yeah. Well, there's people that know more about certain subjects, and there's room for us all to be successful. Some people, like, they wanna hoard the success. It's like, build a network, help your friends be successful,
Like
and then
in
we
this
all help each other.
podcast, I plugged Paul Craig Roberts,
Mm,
Larry Johnson, Scott Horton, Ted Postal.
mhm.
Like I don't can't remember
Yeah,
some of
there's
that.
room for
Scott
more than
Ritter,
just
like
you to be successful, yeah.
just yeah, Justin Raimondo. Like we're saying, these are the people. Here's some names. Go look up this stuff because it's true.
Mhm.
But there's such a pissing contest, a bunch of egomaniacs.
That's what
And
it is, on like an
I don't
ego,
get it.
so it's like me, 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 but
Well, it's
anyways,
a world of sensationalism, and
thanks so much.
let's go roll.